Okay, hey guys, welcome to another battle report from Light 'em Up. This will be a 50-point battle report between my forces of Signar, led by Captain Jeremiah Cray, Tier 4 Mobile Strike Force, versus the evil forces of Crix, led by Master Necrotech Mort Nebra's Tier 4 Infernal Machines. The Crix army is being piloted by my friend AK, a well-known press ganger up in the St. Louis area. If anyone ever goes up to that area, feel free to check out Game Night up there. It's a fantastic store. They support the War Machine community in the St. Louis area. Um, and they hold the War Machine Weekend Qualifier St. Louis, or the Gateway Open. So, let's just get right into it. Today we're going to be playing on Master Scenario 7 Outflank. It is a two circular zones in the middle of the board. You can control either one for 1 point, or you can dominate either one for 2 points. You need 5 points to win, or caster assassination. Here we go. So I actually lost the roll to go first, but my buddy wanted me to go first because he wanted to get further up the board quicker, I guess. So I go ahead and deploy Cray right there, pretty much a little off to the right there in the center. Tempest Blazers there on my left flank, with the Black 13th holding down the right flank. And the Sentinel is going to go right next to Cray because he needs that shield guard. Morty's going to go ahead and he's going to set up, or she's going to set up pretty much right opposite of Cray. She's going to go and flank herself with Darylis and Slayer and Seether. A couple Necrotechs. Another Seether out there on his right flank. Two Stalkers and a Swarwitch Siren on either flank. And Deathjack and Scrapjacks will be AD. So my AD, I want to put one hunter on each side, just in case, take out some of those jacks. I'm gonna go ahead and put my tier benefit allows me to advance deploy my heavy warjacks, so that's good. The Hammersmith and Stormclad going up there in front of my main troops. First unit rangers down there on the bottom, going and hiding behind that forest, hiding in that forest, get some prowl. And the second unit of rangers up there at the top behind the wall, they'll eventually get into that forest there in the top zone. And there you got Crix deployment, Deathjack basically there in the middle, and two Scrapjacks. So there's your deployment. And the terrain. My theme forest gives me a forest and a wall, so. And on to Signar turn 1. So, Signar turn 1, I'm basically making sure I know what all of his guys are and what they all do. The Arcane Assassin on the Stalkers is scary, but they all have stealth on the first turn, so I can't really shoot them yet. All of his warjacks have stealth in the first turn. So even though the hunters could take a shot at Deathjack, they'd miss because they can't see through stuff. So going ahead, and Cray is going to go ahead and put full throttle up on the Hammersmith and just move up behind that nice cushy wall. Measure his control area. The hunters, cool thing about the Cray, his warjacks get cavalry rules, and the hunters get light cav rules, and the light cav get to, light warjacks get light cav rules. They can run for free, so my hunters are going to be running here without spending any focus from Cray, which is nice. Running into positions that they can shoot next turn, and the extended control area there is really good too, 24 inches. First unit of rangers going to go up there into the forest, the different couple of sets of forests there, and trigger their prowl so they can't be shot at. Not that he has a lot of things that can shoot, but it's always good practice to keep into. Got the second unit of rangers there running up through that forest there, getting prowl also, kind of setting up, depending on what I need to shoot. +2 to shoot is really awesome. Black 13th are going to move behind that wall. Ryan's going to go ahead and shoot her Mage Storm. Try to get either a Lucky Drift or at the very least block some movement area to my Rangers. Actually gets a pretty decent drift because it ran basically right where I wanted it to and blocks movement to my Rangers from his small guys like the Scrapjack and whatnot. Hammersmith's going to walk up 8 inches because full tilt lets him double his movement speed. Stormclad's just going to walk 5 inches. Tempest Blazers are going to go for a hard flank down here. They're going to actually run not quite max speed. They can run 18 inches, but they're going to go ahead and just run about 16, 17 inches depending on. Okay, Crix turn 1. Mort Nebra is pretty much keeping her focus to herself. Seethers each get their own. Deathjack gets 2 of his own, so that's really nice of them. He's debating whether or not to put some focus on Deathjack. He's asking me if I have any way of getting my Warjacks to charge for free, and I do, but it's my feet, so he's going to put a couple put of focus on Deathjack here, I believe. Just checking something. Yep, he's putting a couple focuses on Deathjack there. Warwitch Siren's going to go and boost up one of the Stalkers. Other Warwitch Siren's going to go and boost up another Stalker. Stalker there at the top is going to go ahead and spin that focus to run. He's actually going to be engaging my Ranger there in the back, but not really a big deal. Other Stalker just walks up his 7 inches, I believe, and then runs. I don't know where. He must have given a focus for Mort Nebra, so he ran 14 inches. Also trying to engage the Hunter, even though the Hunter has parry. He just didn't want me to get the aiming bonus. So Stalker down here at the bottom is gonna run and engage my Tempest Blazer. Other Stalker just walks up onto the hill. Scrapjack's gonna run just to be annoying. They like to blow up POW 14 blast or POW 8 blast damage. The 2 Seethers spending their free points of focus to run into the zones. Deathjack's just going to walk here in a second. He's going to Spectral Steel from Daedalus, and then he's just going to walk and just toe the zone barely. He's going to spend that focus from Mort Nebra to cast a Void Gate there at Stormclad. Void Gate, if he hits, it's a 4-inch AoE, which he did hit, and there's AoE going down. Does a little bit of damage, not much, but what it means is I can't allocate focus while my to the Stormclad while it's in there. So his surgeons are just gonna, or his Necrotechs are just gonna go ahead and run up into position. One getting in the forest, the other one getting behind Deathjack. Mort Nebra herself just kind of walking up, and then that was the Slayer running. Mort Nebra gonna walk up, measure her control area there. She's got 2 focus camped on her, and pass turn. So Cygnar turn 2. Kray's gonna upkeep full throttle on the Hammersmith. He's gonna give 1 focus to each Hunter here. First I gotta think about what I need to happen and where all my focus needs to go, who needs what. I'm sorry, it's not full throttle, full tilt. Full tilt on the Hammersmith. There goes the Hunters getting their focus, 1 each. Kray is actually going to activate first. He's going to go ahead and spend those 3 points of focus for Guided Fire, giving all battle group boosted range attack rolls for the turn, as long as they're in Kray's control area. Kray's going to go ahead and declare a ride by attack after he measures his control area here. He's going to walk 4 inches, take a gunshot at that little scrap troll to blow him up because I really don't like scrap thralls, and then walk 4 inches right back to where he was. Speed 8 Warcasters. They're pretty awesome. Sentinel's gonna go ahead and he's gonna do a 5-inch move upwards, roll some shots. He's got 5. First one's out of range. He's gonna pump 4 shots into the Seether up there. We're gonna go through all these, but it's basically not gonna do anything. I was just trying to see if I could spike some dice. He's at dice -7, so a couple spikes would have been nice, but no damage, nothing really worth doing. Basically just wasting my time. And then he's going to go ahead and light cav right back to where he was. 5-inch light cav move on light warjacks is pretty sweet. Hunter is going to move out of combat, take his shot on the Seether there, and he's going to do 8 damage, which is nice. And then he's going to light cav out of the way backwards so that the Seether cannot charge him because he's deep in the forest. Second Hunter down here is going to take his aiming bonus, shoot at the Seether in the bottom zone. hit, do significant damage. He actually does 12 damage, taking out the Cortex on that Seether there. Then he's going to back up, trying to get out of the way of those lasers. So, Ranger unit down there at the bottom is going to walk up into position. You see me trying to make sure he stays out of the 3-inch abomination range, because that is a big deal with a command 8 unit. So he's just out, but he's in the mark target range, in case it matters, on that yep, in the mark target range there on the Necrotech Surgeon, or Necrotech, yeah, the Necrotech. Rest of his guys in the unit gonna go ahead and move up, taking some shots, doing a couple damage, destroys the Scrap Thrall. Unfortunately, only gets 2 points of damage onto the Surgeon, or the Necrotech. I'm gonna keep calling him Surgeons on some reason. But does a couple points of damage, leaves him on 3 boxes. A little less than average, but it's okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and activate the Tempest Blazers now. Murder ponies are fantastic. If you can get them in a list, do. We'll go ahead and walk. Speed 9 walks. Gunfighter. Brutal damage shots are all fantastic things. You got 3 of them that are going to surround the Slayer or Stalker there at the bottom. You got A there. A's actually going to take some shots at the Necrotech Surgeon, or the Necrotech, with the brutal damage, and he's going to remove that Necrotech here in a minute. But first, the 3 Blazers down there at the bottom are all going to do brutal damage shots into the Stalker. First one takes out his movement, which is awesome, because he needed like an 8 to hit. The second one, or the second and third one, go ahead and actually end up wrecking him off 3 brutal damage shots. Now A is going to go ahead and shoot that Surgeon. Go ahead and do a brutal damage shot into the Surgeon. Make sure he's got range. He's about 9 3/4 of an inch, so he's good. Rat 9, thanks to the Ranger bonus, and he will take him off the board. They're going to do their light cav move back. I went ahead and messed up here and measured the light cav move forward for some reason, which then meant I had to take it. And that put me out of command, because command 8 is horrible. And my guy had to make a command check, and he failed, so he's going to go ahead and flee. Not that it really matters all that much, because he's probably going to die next turn anyway, but he's my pretty horse. So, alright, next up Stormclad's just going to walk his 5 inches. He's going to take a gunshot there at the Seether at the top. He hits, does a little bit of damage. POW 14 on armor 17 is pretty nice. Does 8 damage to that Seether. The E-Leap, unfortunately, does not damage the Necrotech at dice -3. So, stuff happens. Ranger unit at the top there is going to go ahead and move into position. They're going to take shots. The one that was engaged took a free strike, but he rolled a double ones, so made it. They're actually not going to do much damage. Pop off a couple shots. The 2 of them are going to get shots into the Necrotech, which is nice, and they are going to remove the Necrotech. The other 4 are going to take shots into the Seether, and one of them at the top of the screen you can't see barely, but he actually took a shot at a Warwitch Siren and missed because he needed ungodly numbers to hit, but that's okay. So just rolling up some damage and some hits here on the Seether. They're plinking him for a couple points of damage, nothing major. Black 13th, they're going to go ahead and activate next. Just going to move into position there. Ryan and Lynch are going to take brutal damage shots. I cannot get Watts into position, so I'm just going to kind of hang him out down there in the end. He can't see the Seether, so 3 brutal damage shots, 2 from Ryan and 1 from Lynch. I'm going to go ahead and into the Seether there. Doing significant damage. They do about they leave him on 3 boxes, all combined, with what everything else is done. So Hammersmith's gonna go ahead and walk up. He's got POW 17 sword or hammers, and the 2 hammers go ahead and wreck him. So on to Crick's turn 2. Morton Ebra is gonna upkeep Spectral Steel on Deathjack. Increases his armor, gives him Ghost Walk. It's all a bunch of good stuff. He's planning out his turn right now, trying to decide what he needs where and what he thinks he can get what. At this point, I was actually commenting to a guy next to me that I was scared for my life because I know Morton Ebra has so many tricks that even if you're up on attrition, you probably don't even know it, but you're gonna lose. So he goes ahead and puts 3 focus on the Stalker at the top. Gives a couple focus to Deathjack there at the bottom. Daryllus moves up, puts Overrun on Deathjack. Morton Evero is going to go ahead and advance. She's going to pop her feet, cast Terminal Velocity, and sit right there in the middle with no focus. So he's pretty much going chips in on this. I'm definitely expecting an assassination attempt here. Warwitch Siren there at the bottom is going to go ahead and power boost the Stalker there in front of her, I believe. Yes? There he goes. Power boost. Warwitch Siren there at the bottom. She's just going to walk around my Ranger because she don't care. She's going to power boost the Stalker at the top. He's getting some, doing some planning here in his head. Doesn't know. He's make sure he can get what he needs done. So the first Seether there is going to go ahead and move in. My Rangers actually passed their command check. That's good. But he's got 3 attacks on 2 Rangers, not needing much to hit, and they're all boosted thanks to Terminal Velocity. So and rerolls with the feet, so it's pretty hard not to kill him. Both of those Rangers get eaten. We realize that the Void Gate's gone because he didn't upkeep it. And then Deathjack is going to go ahead and move up. We get another terror check, an abomination check this time. My guys pass, so that's awesome. Deathjack's going to go ahead and eat the Ranger that's next to him. Only needs like 6 to hit, 7 to hit, something like that. It's crazy, but yeah, he just ate him. It wasn't even it was a joke. And my Rangers failed their command check. So 3 command checks, they failed the 3rd one. That sucks. But killing that Ranger triggered Overrun, which allowed his Stalker to move into position to where he thinks he might be able to get a charge lane on Cray here later. We'll see. Deathjack's going to go ahead and shoot a spell there at my Stormclad. Doom Spiral there. Actually does hit. Does some damage on Doom Spiral. Does about 2 points of damage to my Stormclad, which is just enough to do D3 damage to Cray, and that would end up being 3 damage to Cray. But that's okay. So Cray's already hurt. I think he comes with 17 hit points, so he's down to 14. Deathjack, well, we're explaining to someone who was asking what Doom Spiral was, but Deathjack's done, so now he's going to go ahead and initiate plan Assassinate Cray. He's declaring where he wants his charge, puts down that proxy base on where he wants to get it. We're going to get out a laser here we're going to use some tape measure there, see if we can get it into a legal position. No. Fortunately, I was smart / lucky enough to put Watts in just the right position where about a 1/4 inch of his base prevented the Stalker from getting the charge lane he needed. So Watts, the useless one, commonly referred to in the Black 13th as the useless one, actually ended up saving Cray's life because he was in the way. So the Stalker goes ahead and he fails his charge in front of the wall there. Doesn't have reach, so can't attack Cray. Stalker there at the top, moves up, kills a Ranger. He's going to go ahead and do some cleanup just in case I somehow fail to kill his caster so that he can be up on attrition. Stalker there at the bottom goes ahead up to the 2 Tempest Blazers. He can get both of them in the reach range. First one takes out the one that was fleeing. Second attack takes out the one that was not fleeing, that was in formation. There they go. He's actually managed to clear the zone almost. He's got 1 Tempest Blazer left, and he's got his Slayer who's going to charge for free thanks to Terminal Velocity. Allows him to charge living models for free. Make sure that he gets in the max melee range so that he can be in Terminal Velocity still. Get his boosted attack roll, and re-rolls with the feet. And give it a second. There goes the 3rd Tempest Blazer. Blazers make their command check though. They're good. He's going to score 1 control point, and it's to be 1-0 Crix. Cygnar, turn 3. At this point, I'm pretty sure he was setting a trap for me, and I actually asked him, What defensive tech do you have there on Morton Eber that I don't know about? Because something doesn't seem right. She's sitting out there in the middle naked with no focus. He admitted that he had nothing and that he was pretty much going for an all-out assassination because that's how he likes to run Morton Eber. He looks for a potential assassination vector and goes for it. And hey, that's one way to play, and he is very, very, very good at doing that. And if I had Cray about a half an inch to a three-quarters of an inch further over to my right, he would have gotten the assassination. So it's I'm gonna go ahead and the Rangers here are gonna get a run order. I allocated 3 focus to the Stormclad and 3 focus to the Hammersmith just in case. But Rangers are going to go ahead, walk up, mark target. Black 13th are going to walk up, and they're going to do brutal damage. Ryan, on her first shot, does 6 points of damage. On her second shot, she's going to do another brutal damage. She's going to get 5 damage, and then Lynch is going to take a shot, and he's going to finish her off with another 6 points, or 8 points of damage. And down goes Morty. Alright, so thank you everyone for watching. If you have any comments or critiques or concerns, hopefully let me know in the comments below. But got a nice Cygnar victory here today, and hopefully the sound volume was a lot better. I turned up the gain all the way. Let me know if the sound was still bad or if it was better or whatnot, and I will hopefully be getting more battle reports out here in the next couple of weeks on a more regular basis. I did have another video that we shot, a second game that me and another guy up in game night played, but the camera died thanks to a very poor battery. So next time I will make sure to bring 2 batteries, and hopefully we'll get more games out sooner. Okay guys, thank you, have a good night, and please like, comment, and I don't think you need to subscribe yet. Once I get a couple more videos, feel free to subscribe. Alright, have a good night guys.